Hello everyone, welcome to Trains on Tuesday. It's not actually Tuesday today. As I record this, it's Saturday the 18th of February. As you can see, we're back in the shed. We're going to take a look at a couple more box sets and hopefully have a running session. And we'll take a look at a few extra items I've added to the layout. But first we've got 2 or 3 items of housekeeping. So let's get those out of the way and then we'll get into the sets here. So first of all, as I say, it's the 18th of February. That's the heater in my greenhouse just kicking in. But it's 2 degrees outside and we're going to go take a look out there, and I want you to listen. See what you hear. So we're outside, and as you can see, the sun is casting long shadows. It's low in the sky on a Saturday afternoon. But that you can hear is the sound of my neighbor with a lawnmower on the 18th of February. Now the second item of housekeeping, we're going to look at my homepage here, my YouTube homepage. Click on Manage Videos, and over here on the side click on Comments. Okay, I've got 2 comments there. Now I had this cleaned out, so you might think these are 2 new comments that have shown up. But this one here, the first one, is from David Howarth. And it says 1 year ago, edited. And if we look across to this side, this was Trains on Tuesday, the 26th of October 2021. And this comment has just shown up. The second one, the bigger comment, is from Oscar Paisley. It says 4 years ago. And that was from a video I put out, Trains on Tuesday, 8th of January 2019. So there's 2 comments that I have not replied to because I only just got them on the 17th of February 2023. So Dave and Oscar, you'll be getting replies to those quite soon. And there's my third item we'll say today of housekeeping. I just, in the last, about 4 days actually, about 4 days ago, I hit 1,500 subscribers, and now it's at 1,501. Now normally when a milestone number of subscribers shows up, I usually think, well, I'm gonna lose 1 or 2 pretty quick, and I usually do, and so it bounces up and down, and I usually wait till it's about 4 or 5 numbers above before I think it's safe. But this one has held at 1,500 and now 1,501 for about 4 days. I'm gonna lift you above the screen here, let things focus. We got 2 CN trains going by there, probably out of focus because I'm using my macro lens here. There you go. Well, there you go. That's the kind of views I get outside my window when I'm sitting at my computer. Anyway, we're back in the shed and take a quick look at some of the things that I've added here. In this view, I can see, well, a few items. I've added the shed in the background there, the grey shed. That's unpainted, that's an Airfix kit. In the foreground here we've got the JCB, and yes, the wheels roll, and the bucket lifts, and the hoe works. point in having a model kit if it doesn't work. And the other one there is the Scarab. This model here of mine dates back a long ways, and most of the wheels on this turn. But anyway, we've got a Scarab load of beer. That's going to be a lot of beer to go in that pub there behind there. Anyway, we've also added a signal bridge. I've only got one signal, and it has suffered, whoops, get the cord out of the way, it's suffered and been sort of repaired. Over in the background, the building there, the grey building with the big green door on the front, that's the bus depot. And that was an Airfix kit, I think, but that particular one there I believe is a Dapol. In addition to that, I've added my girder bridge. All of these essentially Airfix kits. Now, one more thing before we get into the sets. We did look at the chimneys. That's an original chimney. And there's one of the 3D printed ones, which I said looked good enough in grey. And there's another one in grey. And another one in grey. I said I thought I probably wouldn't bother painting them, but I did. Ooh. So the one on the left is an original Airfix, oh sorry, Triang. And then one of the 3D printed ones in grey, and then one that I painted, a 3D one, you can still see the grey base, a 3D one that I painted in burnt sienna is the colour, and a couple of layers of matte varnish over top of it, and I think that looks really good. I'll put that on a building and we'll take a look. So there's an original Triang. And there's a 3D printed one. Looks good, I think. Okay, on to our sets. Now there's quite a story behind this one. This is the RD, as you can see. Now RD came with standard track, Mark II couplings, and I got this box off of eBay. I don't know if we're allowed to say eBay. eBay. Just the box I got, somewhere between about 2000 and 2005, just an empty box. And slowly I've been finding items that belong in it and putting them in. So I've got an RT42 controller there. That's like the original controller I had. Oops, I've got my cards in here still and all my notes. Don't need those. Anyway, I've managed to find an orange depressed center flat car. That belongs in there. That's correct. Bogie bolster. That's correct. The guards van is correct. I'm not sure about the tank car. There was a tank car in that section there. This particular one has the Mark III couplers on, and it's missing the top of the dome. And that's United Dairies, UD. Now I believe I've seen one set with a milk wagon in, but most of the pictures you see, the tank car is Shell BP. Now it came with a standard for loco in black, and I just recently got this one in green. We've had a look at this one running before, but not with the set. So again, this is a later one with the Mark III couplers, but altogether that's pretty much the set. There should be, as I say, standard track there. I do have the standard track, and I can put it in there when I've got both both sets of boxes open at one time. So I will be doing that. I'll be adding the the track there. Anyway, we'll get this one out and see if it runs. Now the second set for today is this one here, the RS36. Now I bought one of these, I believe it was about 1966, 67. Bought it brand new, bought it in Great Yarmouth for the princely sum of £6, which was more than a week's wages for me at that time. More than. Anyway, I had that set and I had it in good condition, and ended up selling it, sadly. But then this one came along and I managed to get it. I don't think it's my original set. Quite sure it's not. Not in the greatest of condition, but we'll take a look at it anyway. There we go. Set the box lid aside. We've got some paperwork here with this one, but again, this one came without the date stamp on it. That's unusual not to get a date stamp on the paperwork. Anyway, it consists of the EM2 Electra. I like it in BR green better than blue, personally. This one has broken pantographs. I've got one spare pantograph, one new replacement one. I couldn't get one last time I was in England. I looked for a new one, didn't get one. Couldn't find one. Comes with two Mark I coaches. I forget what you call it when you've got second class and first class. What do you call that coach? Can't remember. Anyway, a brake second as well. Comes with a Series 4 track. This track's in pretty good condition. The wheels down in here, by the way, are off the coaches. I've got new Hornby wheels on there. I run these on the Code 100. And there's the pantograph set. Get that where we can see it. There we go. This one's had the tab broken off the bottom, but there is a screw hole, so you can set it up and screw it down onto the thing. I did add this to this. There's more here than what originally came in the set. Let's see if we can find one with a clip on it. They're all in the bottom. Yeah, I'm not going to dig down to get one of those. If you want to see those in action, check out Oscar Paisley's channel again, and if you look back through his old videos, you'll find the catenary and the overhead wires. There's a bundle of overhead wires. There's not enough there for the number of masts that I've got, but anyway. Anyhow, we'll get this out and then we'll take a little bit more of a look at it. This is not a great runner, but we'll examine that. Not in detail, but I'll try to explain. Anyway, let's get it out and have a look. Okay, so there's the train sitting in the station. Passenger loading up. One passenger down under there. He's waving to somebody. Oh, it's a guy over at the pub. The guy at the pub says, "You got time for a quick one?" And he's saying, "No, got to catch my train." Anyway, these were quite neat. I think they Triang did an excellent job on the moulding in the day, the 1960s. It's just a shame that the pantographs were so weak. This one looks okay in the down position, but if you get it in the up position, you can see it's oops, sorry. You can see it's broken there, and virtually impossible to repair. Real shame. Now, to run these off the track, there is a switch on them, and you can switch it to run off the track or off the catenary, and that switch is right here on the roof, right there. So that's for track. Now, the reason this isn't a great runner is because there were some plastic springy bushings, we might say, built in underneath the armature shaft, and they pushed the springiness on them, pushed the armature shaft up into contact with the gears. But that plastic turned out to be brittle, and it broke on hundreds of these, thousands perhaps of these models. I haven't found a way to replace them yet, but it does run, so we'll set her off and see how she goes. Stalled it on the crossover. There we go. So that's full speed. Absolutely flat out. Is it going to make it around? It did. Maybe after it's been round a time or two and got the motor warmed up, it might run a little better. Anyway, it was a great set, the RS-36. That's running on first radius curves there, pretty tight. We'll get the noisy one going again. I think it has freed up and running a bit better now that the motor's warmed up. Anyway, we'll get that one out of the way and we'll try and back this one across the track. Oh, that didn't work. Put the signal to red. Well, perhaps that's the point at which we call it a day. Anyway, everyone, this shed layout is on a short lease now, I think. Leash. It is getting towards the end of February. The weather continues to be mild, although we've got a really cold stretch coming up this week. But my greenhouse is calling. I've got to get to work on there, and I'm going to need the space here. So the layout will have to go. Hope to see you again next week for another Trains on Tuesday. Bye for now, everyone.